This fucking onk gotta ruin my life. Wow. We almost 3v2'd these guys, or 2v3'd. Fucking Shaman Onk saved them. This fucking onk gotta ruin my life.
Oh, terrible.
All my bags are full and I don't know what none of this shit is.
Dude, this is my old school Druid.
Yeah, them farmers are ruthless.
Yeah,
they got all my other characters. They didn't strip this guy. They were farming with him or something.
I didn't even realize I logged into the other account until you said something.
I looked at you. I was like, God damn, they got him too. Yeah, this guy's got like 1,000 fucking keys on him. I'm like, what the fuck?
Bless you, I can't invite you. When you're on Classic?
I don't know, it says we're friends. I don't get it. It won't let me join.
Require skinning from maybe. What are you doing to me?
Now it'll work.
Huh.
I wonder if it was because I
Stop
was
it!
offline.
Thanks for yelling.
Alright.
It's a mess. Stop. I'll just kick you from right.
I love jumping up the steps. It looks hilarious.
Look at all the paws like just stretch out in every direction. Like what the this fucking bear is the worst thing I've ever seen.
You know, it's funny. I go to Moonkin farm and I realize the model hasn't changed one bit.
Just more polys.
What the fuck is happening to my game right now? Holy shit.
Will we find a thorium point?
You logging in?
Wait, how do you flap like that?
They fly.
Let me see where this is actually coming from.
Now I wish I brought my druid.
He's trying so hard to stay afloat.
I think it's a glyph or something. Talent. I have no idea what it is anymore, but I have
Flat hovering.
Yeah, the spell's literally called Flap.
The Warlock Mask.
Ooh, I got mail from the Brew of the Month Club. Go pick that.
Hello!
Fortuya?
Yeah, it's in the spellbook on the balance.
Oui, oui.
Flap.
Mes amis.
Who's Mithril? No. Mithril.
Bonjour.
Oh, I love this ability.
Kelter needs somebody to stream in Discord.
I'm streaming off of YouTube. You can watch there.
He said he's on mobile, need to have somebody stream in Discord.
Hey, you and Mithril on the same server,
There's
right?
a Twitch app.
Who's Mithril? That's you, Gale. Gale.
Nah, I don't have a retailer.
Oh.
That's me.
Who's me?
Mario.
It's me. Alright, what if... we'll just do general, fuck it.
You can check out my sweet transmog too. Look at that stuff.
We're gonna lose Tiffin to retail.
Nah, never.
Damn it.
I made like a
Wow.
good transmog, but I ain't chasing it. Screw that. Shoot, I hate doing Mythic Plus. As soon as you get to +6, people start freaking out if you do something that like
Alright.
everyone else does.
Did everybody zone in? We're out of time, so we might as well start.
But
Can we have one person stream in Discord for a kill?
Talon's doing it right now.
Is that a
Well, there you
true
go.
stat?
There's also a Twitch app that he could download.
Yeah, I mentioned it.
It's probably better quality too.
Alright, so basically we're just going to kind of run through again, go over like positioning and stuff like that, and kind of give an overview of the fights and the stuff you actually have to as well as being able to walk into every room so you can see what the zone looks like. So if anything doesn't look clear or you want something looked at, please say so. Like, this is your opportunity to get like a free exploration into the zone without having to like worry about mechanics or anything like that. So that being said, we'll just get started in first fight. As you can see, there's a bunch of eggs around the room. This is my fucking game's gonna crash again.
Also
Whatever
in the
one.
announcements section, I posted the pics of each placement of our raid for each boss. It might be a little small, but you can open it up and zoom in and shit.
Not a whole lot of buttons for your other tone.
No. The most important one, Stampeding Roar.
Hold on, I need to restart my game. It's fucking... It keeps crashing or adjusting the UI and my stream keeps...
I think the guys just use the Emerald Dream as an
cancel?
excuse to avoid calling me back.
Stand by.
I wonder if it's... Okay, let's try that.
Choo choo.
Choo choo.
Choo choo.
Alright, so anyways, like I was saying, there's a bunch of eggs around the room. I want to say it's 30 in total, I believe is the number. And so apparently Chas is going to do commentary along the whole time too. So just be paying attention. You'll get the instructions twice.
Fucking eggs.
So basically what's going to happen is one person's going to be controlling Razor Gore throughout the fight. There's a 3-second cast time on the Destroy Egg ability with a 7-second cooldown, so it's 10 seconds per egg. So at minimum, this fight lasts for 300 seconds.
100 seconds.
So because of that, we have to maintain, like, the strategy we're going to start off with using is just killing all of the ads.
Kill the
So we have to
ads.
maintain a minimum DPS requirement in order to stay ahead of the ad spawns. The strategy we're going to use is having our raid groups be positioned as far as where the ads are going to be killed here and here. And we're going to pull all the ads to the bottom of the stairs. So the fight starts with the controller here and these two ads. Once we pull them, Razor Gore, as you can see in the end of the room, is going to become active. Person who controls the orb is going to have to click that right away. And then they're going to start destroying eggs. So far, I think we have myself, Mystic, and Thick on duty, as well as potentially Uki or Rescue, another one of the tanks. You guys will want to have created a Hunter or Warlock or on Classic and test pet ability macros. I believe Razor Gore's break egg ability is going to be pet action 4. So you'll have to look for a macro. I think it's /click pet action button and then the number. So I think it would be like /click space pet action button 4.
It's ridiculous that there's no timer on that.
This
On
is
retail,
fake
yeah.
news.
Chas is very upset about it, by the way.
I was too.
She could come in Discord and talk about it instead of being a. So, anyways, this part is mostly just important for the people who are going to control the eggs or control Razor Gore and break the eggs.
That's not what the raid needs to worry about, though. The raid's going to be killing the Legionnaires and the Dragon Spawns and the main.
Right. I just want to make sure that we point it out so that like the people who are going to be responsible for it, so Thick, Mystic, it's anybody else who's capable of providing a tank role, you're aware of what abilities are there, mostly just the break egg. And make sure that when your channel time is getting close to the end, you have Razor Gore at the other side of the room. There's going to be a cooldown on it, so we're not going to be able to just chain the same person. It has to switch back and forth. Anyways, you saw the mobs that came in here. The Legionnaires here, they do a cleave. The mages do an AoE, and the dragon spawn do a cleave. All of these things are the ones that need to be killed by the marker. Once the last egg breaks, Razor Gore becomes active. He has a conflag ability, like the last box in UBRS. He has an AoE fireball ability that the raid is going to need to line of sight. And then he dies. So the strategy we talked about doing is having him tanked at the bottom here, or over where Tolan is standing right now, and then having the range stand over on blue side, so that you can line of sight his AoE fireball ability. The basic strategy there is he doesn't take that much to kill. Like DPS on him is pretty easy. The fight's pretty chill. Just need to make sure that you can break line of sight to not get killed by the fireballs.
It can be conflag the configurate too. I mean the configurate can be fapped.
Yes. So yeah, basically it's just control ads. Like slows are always a good thing. Stuns are a good thing. Just try and maximize your DPS on the ads and keep.
The biggest thing will be mages rotating counter spells on enemy mages to bring them in to the melee rather than having them nuke anybody. Like a mage is gonna run up halfway across the arena over here, maybe from one of these portals. They're going to run to the raid, and they're going to stop right here and start casting a fireball at someone. Somebody needs to run up, counterspell that, and bring it in to one of these marks on both sides. You have to have mages responsible assigned to both sides for that. Mages are the main priority. The Legionnaires don't do much damage. The Dragonkins do damage, but those need to be tanked. Legionnaires can be tanked by Fury tanks or just Fury warriors. It doesn't really matter that much. Mages, as long as they're counterspelled, they're irrelevant. But if a mage does come in, it's priority 1. Like, everybody switches to it and just drops it.
Yeah, warriors you'll want to be putting on some survivability. You still want to do like good heavy DPS, but you'll need to be able to pick stuff up and hold it. Anybody have any questions?
Want to buy Arcanite Bar? Holy shit.
Hey, just make sure we explain what happens after this. We have to go catch those engineers.
Just about to do that. So once Razor Gore dies, make sure you don't go into this doorway.
And nobody should ever go through this gate after Razor Gore dies. Ever.
You do not go in here. So what's going to happen is we want everybody with a speed boost, swiftness potions, anything you got, rogue sprint.
It doesn't take. It takes
Dash
one
in.
person.
Dash in. You have to tag these mobs.
Honestly, I'd rather have it just be the rogues, just so we're not.
You only need one person. One person can run in here, sprint past, hit those 3, and have. The rest of the raid obviously follows that one person in, but they're not trying to kill, run up here. You need one person to run up here and catch these 3 before they go through this door.
Yep. As soon as you get the tag on them, you can jump off.
Usually the best person is a rogue or a feral druid. You immediately go cat form, you sprint, you run up here, you tag all 3 of these. Usually you'll pop out of form. The best way to tag these is pop out of form, moonfire, 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 back into form, up the stairs. You can go all the way around and make it to that door before those 3, and then you just pop out again, moonfire, moonfire, moonfire.
The importance of these is that they have the potential to drop Elementium ore, which is what we're going to need for Thunder Fury. So just make sure that if you're anybody else and you're not able to charge super quickly in, that you're not moving into the doorway. Just don't be the first person in. So with Valistras, this will be Razorgore. We have to pay attention to mechanics. We're hoping to cheese it a little bit with the stack strategy on the platform there. But we still have to pay attention. Valistras, we also have to pay attention. So Valistras has a Baron-Geddon bomb-like ability. The raid is going to be stacked. Well, the ranged and healers are going to be stacked around where purple is. The melee DPS are going to be stacked around blue at his hind leg. And then the tank is going to be where he starts facing at skull. So what's going to happen is people are going to get a debuff called Burning Adrenaline. It reduces your maximum HP by 5% per second. So after 20 seconds, you have 0 HP. Once you get Burning Adrenaline, you need to start running away towards the back of the room to about Moon. And this is going to be the stack point for everybody that gets that, except for the tank.
2 people that have mana, then a tank. 2 people that have mana, then a tank. That's how he does it. And it's not a tank, it's the tank.
I cannot use that item yet.
Main target, so...
Whoever has the aggro at the top.
I remember back in the day, it was quite coveted to be the rogue that did not vanish for the first one. And be right up on the ass on the threat meter and hit that aggro, pull aggro right when he's about to do the fucking burning essence, but not leave the raid. It's been done. Don't do that.
So the other thing about the Burning Adrenaline is, so it's 5% max health reduced every second. Also deals damage when you die. That's the bomb part. But then the last effect on it is all your spells are instant cast. So as soon as you get it, as a mage, you can strafe and continually launch frost bolts until you get back to Moon, and then just keep spamming frost bolts until you die. So you don't have to. You're not interrupting your casts when you get it. You just keep spamming the button and run over to your spot while you have it. There's no loss in DPS or anything. You're gaining DPS actually at that point. So it's a little bit of burst before you die. Just make sure that as soon as you get that debuff, you run out of the raid right away. It's very important.
Also, off tanks will be on this side of the dragon, where Tolan is right now.
Nefarious' corruption has taken hold. I cannot control myself.
Just in case, for some reason, they have more threat than the main tank. It doesn't
flee.
Kill everybody.
Before I lose all sense of control. The black fire rages within my heart. I must release it. Flame! Death! Destruction! Cower mortals before the wrath of Lord. No! I must fight this. Alexstrasza, help me.
Alright, so the main... Okay, well that's over.
People don't know how to not hit shit.
I called that. Somebody owes me 20 gold.
So one thing you can see that I have on my debuff right now is Essence of the Red. This goes on the entire. Basically, it just means that you have whatever resource you use for the entire fight at max. So you're never going to use You're never going to use 50 energy per second or 50 focus per second or 260 mana per second. Like you're not going to use. So you basically just consider yourself full of everything for the entire.
I'll take that bet.
So you use your least. It might be least efficient, but most effective ability. So warriors, like once it's under 20%, you can just spam executes. Still watch your threat, but spam executes, and like mages don't have to worry about drinking mana pots or anything. Just spam whatever. Honestly, if I don't remember if there's other higher damage spells right now than Frostbolt, but that cost more mana, just you use whatever your highest DPS is.
Our best DPS is going to be Tiffin.
Yeah, when he gets that burning
probably.
adrenaline and pops that fucking instant starfire. Poo 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 poo.
Even beyond that,
He'll probably get aggro.
So anyway, what we didn't get to see was the burning adrenaline, but we kind of described how that works, and you know where you need to run. So as long as people figure that out fairly quickly, you know how to do Baron Geddon Bomb. It's the same.
Mostly this is just about positioning so people understand where we're going to be and how we're going to do it. If there are any, like, true blue fucking noobs that have never done any of this before,
yeah,
please need to really be paying attention.
Please ask questions if you have them, by the way. Like, you don't need to wait for us to stop talking.
You said take burning adrenaline to Moon?
Yep, by the pillar. Basically, it just needs to get the fuck out of the raid. Like, away from everybody else. Just like Baron Geddon Bomb.
For this area here, we'll be pulling these down the ramp to the front and that hallway, and then all of that stuff up there. All of those Dragonkin up there, we will be staying down here in this room. Not going up there where he's at. All of those Dragonkin will be pulled out with hunters. One by one, we'll just take out all the Dragonkin out of that room so it's nice and clean of Dragonkin other than whelps. And then we'll move up. Probably not going to do that every time. We're just going to do that the first couple times so that we don't have any issues. All these Taskmasters, they can pull down. They can reach almost everything in here. Especially if they're working together, like if we have 2 or 3 hunters, like one pulling out the left side of pack of whelps, and then they can move up and tag some of these in the back. It doesn't take that long.
So we'll go on the left side of the room when we go up the first section, and then when we go into the second room, we're going to be going all the way down to the end and then up the right side of the wall.
Just the rogues who are doing these, like, we're probably going to have rogues 1, 2, and 3 set up on a macro. Like, as we're moving, number 1 rogue takes the one in front of us. Number 2 rogue takes the next one after number 1 rogue. Number 3 rogue takes the one after number 2. And then the first guy only gets off of his and stops clicking it when we move up past his.
You've doomed only yourselves.
So you kind of have to have a 3 rogue rotation that are replacing each other in front.
I need to target something first.
Somebody pulled the boss.
Don't kill him, please. Like don't.
I'm just gonna hold him. I'm just gonna.
Just come to the door here. So where we're going to be tanking him is over here by this door.
I have one question.
I taunted him.
Talk about the boss.
What?
Yeah, I have one question before you talk about the boss. I'm just wondering how long is the
just heal
gauntlet
me.
take?
Just heal me.
The gauntlet?
I mean, yeah.
Probably about half-hour to do both suppression rooms.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so it's quite a while.
Oh,
yeah, it's a long process.
Alright. Good to know.
It's the longest part of the whole instance, really.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Because I'm just wondering, because I see you guys, you are pretty fast rates, but I was just wondering.
Oh yeah. The Dragonkin. I mean, the Hatchers probably will die. If we had just one of them in our raid, would probably die in 10 seconds. So it's not bad. It's just getting them all out, doing it carefully, because these traps slow you by 90% everything. So it's kind of.
So that real quick before this boss dies, this boss
I'm not killing it.
has a mortal strike ability, has a knockback ability like you just saw. That's an AoE, so melee are gonna have to watch it. Ranged and heals will be back over here, where Tolan is at. And it's basically just a tank and spank. There isn't anything too crazy.
Yeah, the tank tanks him like up against that fence there, so that when the tank does get knocked back, he doesn't go anywhere. He just stays there. The boss stays there. The melee are over here against the wall. They can melee from the side, and when they get knocked back, they're just going to get pushed back towards the raid here. You want nobody on this left side, because if you're on this left side, when he knocks back, you're going to go back into the whelps and aggro whelps. That's bad.
So, anyway,
So basically, nobody on the boss's left side, everybody on the right side.
Alright.
This guy's pretty easy as long as you maintain that. We may take long enough to kill Broodlord. I don't know. We may have whelps. Whelps are not a big deal. You just turn and you deal with them and you kill them, and then you go back to the boss.
We're gonna clear out this room.
And yes, as soon as Broodlord dies, we're gonna put down all the traps in this room because they stay down permanently from then on. And we're gonna put down all the whelps in this room so that we have room to kite if needed. Doesn't take too long to run through and just take care of all this stuff.
Be sure to check out the suppression aura debuff too if you're watching stream. It's 80% movement speed, 400% time increase between attacks, and 80% less cap.
It's cancer.
So you're basically inhibited completely if you get that on you for 4 seconds refreshed. So anyway, the reason that we just cleared all that stuff is the ranged are going to be over here around this. We're going to have mages within Blizzard spamming the doorway up there.
Yeah, so the way that we're going to handle the technician packs is, you can see there's a line of sight wall here on my stream. The mages and stuff, you can manipulate your character so that you can see where you're going to put down your Blizzard. So your Blizzard is going to want to be on this doorway. Can you put a mark in the middle of the doorway?
Let's try to do it. What we got?
Yeah, does anybody have a... I could switch to Guardian and get a... Hold on. Maybe they don't have...
That works. We have healing ring on the ground.
We have a hunter.
Balance.
Druids don't have Hurricane for some reason. Anyways,
Starfall.
So you want your Blizzard to be like centered right here on this spot, and you want to also be out of line of sight of the corner of this door, because the technicians, as soon as they get your Blizzard tick, are going to come from the corner of this door straight at you. They will run straight along here. As long as you're not in line of sight of them the whole time, and your Blizzard is just to the side of them, hitting them, they will not throw grenades at you. So the entire mage force and warlocks can be out of line of sight, just blizzarding from the side and hitting them. And you can have improved Blizzard, you can slow them down. You can literally kill all the technicians before they reach this corner, and they'll never throw a grenade, ever.
Yeah, you basically want to be somewhere like here. Like, you want to kind of gauge the line of sight. Pop right there.
And it's important because you're going to be doing this for like 4 or 5 packs, so you need to be able to do this right.
Right. So you kind of like, you'll be able to like see. You may like backing up away from the corner is probably easiest, but like you want to be able to put this as close to the doorway as possible, but not like take aggro from them. So you want to be able to keep your blizzards spamming down so that they're slowed, and get AoE down. And then we'll have people dealing with single targets and stunning and all that kind of stuff.
Oh,
picking them off. Basically, I just
nobody's going to be doing single target or doing any of that because
if they get close, you have to. There's
Let's
no
go
way around.
now.
No. The mages will kite if that's the case.
Then they're in range of the grenades. Like
yeah, that's fine.
That
That's
point,
what they would normally do.
You have to control. But in
the
any
single
case,
target's all going to be on the warlocks.
The whole point
Okay,
is
whatever.
to just avoid getting hit by these grenades because they hit for 2,000 a hit.
The more important thing is
And
the
you can
warlocks.
see that-
All of the melee and the rest of the raid are going to be on the warlocks. The
You can
technicians
see
are
that there's
not a big
several
deal.
of them. So anyways, the warlocks, if they're left up long enough, they will summon portals which will spawn demons. They're kind of like the ones UBRS, the summoners, except for the portals are way worse.
Yeah, they hurt.
The warlocks do Shadow Bolt Volley. All the melee need to be on the warlocks. Every melee, every tank is on the warlocks, interrupting what they can, stunning what they can. They're stunnable, they're interruptible. They're not that bad as long as the melee are on them. The technicians have to be dealt with by the mages and the warlocks. Like if those technicians make it to that corner, like you fucked up on the slow or you weren't, you're still working out how to do it. We'll go over with the actual blizzards and do test runs so that people understand what's happening with their actual character. But if for some reason they get to that corner and they're still alive, usually you will just immediately run out from that corner and start doing the circle kite. Like if you don't know what the circle kite is, they throw a grenade, but they don't throw it at you. They throw it at the position when they started throwing the grenade. So as long as you're continually moving around them in a circle from that spot, you'll never get hit by the grenade. Now, the problem with that is if multiple mages have aggro, then the grenades can start going all over the place. So what will probably happen is if your blizzards don't kill them by the time you get to the corner, you're just going to start running towards the back of the room, kiting in a straight line, and then people are going to have to assist.
So I'll pull Flame Guard next. Nothing super special about it. Just you have to line of sight them periodically and drop your stacks. We'll show that in a second. So basically, it'll be half the raid on them, half the raid on them. And you'll just use the doorway for line of sight.
If you can kill Broodlord, and you can kill these packs safely without losing people, the rest of the dungeon is pretty much easy until Chromagus. Like the three next dragons are all like loot pinatas.
I just want to point one thing out. If you're standing too close to that door when it opens after killing Broodlord, you will pull a pack. So make sure people stay away from the door.
Well, none of the melee should be there. The only person that might be is the tank. And so, obviously, he can watch the HP of the mob, and when it's getting at 1%, just slide out.
So he actually gets pulled over here.
Where?
Over to the gate over here.
Oh.
The tank, there's still a knockback, so the tank will just tank him against this gate here.
Okay.
So the tank will be here. Everybody else is going to be in the previous room using that as line of sight.
Yeah, so like melee DPS will line of sight when they need to drop stacks, and then they'll just run up and beat the shit out of it. Same thing with casters; they'll just line of sight if they need to reset stacks. He basically does that flame buffet like over and over and over again.
Ooh, damn. Yeah.
The stacks will probably be something like 8 to 10. If you have 8, you'll just line of sight for 20 seconds and reset it.
Yeah,
the biggest thing that you'll notice is for healers. If you look at Firemaw, the one thing you'll want to be doing as healers, I'll get myself in line of sight of Africa, but not Firemaw. So I won't take the flame buffets, but I will be able to heal our tank.
How do you drop the flame buffet?
You have to stay line of sight from the dragon.
20 seconds. See my
sounds delicious.
If you see my debuff, it takes 20 seconds of being out of line of
okay,
sight.
so that's what you mean by reset. Okay, so you let it drop and then you go back in.
Correct.
He's hitting way too hard with his flame.
Yeah, 2 tanks usually alternate.
I'm killing him. I got like 35 stacks. Hurts.
Yeah, can we get a res?
I got him.
So anyway, nothing too complicated. You just play the line of sight game there. You're really, like you said, the drakes are pretty much loop.
Get up, dude. Why don't you get up? Yeah, he was chunking me for half my damn life.
It's because you're a little baby.
4K a hit. At 35 stacks. But our tank should never have that.
The elemental resistance.
Our tank should never have that many stacks.
Yeah, the Draconoids here that you see, they'll have an elemental resistance aura on them, which means they will be weak to one school of magic. So like this one's weak to nature, and they will take reduced damage from all other schools. Basically, you're going to have mostly like your melee is going to be doing the most damage to them.
Sounds
plus
like my
whatever
time to shine.
Plus whatever school is not locked out. So in this case,
all
here,
of these packs up here, every single one of these packs will be pulled down the door and will AoE at the door for the same strategy for every technician pack. All of the rest of the stuff will be killed by melee and tanks and healers, and the technicians will be handled by mages.
So like melee are going after warlocks while the AoE is going on the techs?
No, melee like never hit the techs really until the warlocks are dead.
In melee on the warlocks, yeah.
So yeah, and you're like, so like this Draconoid here, like this would be mages with AM. This one is fire, so that could also be mage. And then another fire. Nature would be druids, you know, etc. Other than that, it's melee on these guys.
Yeah, just be conscious of the fact that you can see what they're weak against, and if you're that class, you should be looking for that mob to focus on.
So this guy here, this is the guy who teaches how to smelt elementium, so we will want somebody to mine so that we can do that for our miners. So please just don't kill him. Ebonrock and Flamegore are going to be brought down.
All of this stuff will still be sitting down by Broodlord Lashlayer's door. Like, this will all be pulled by hunters. All of this stuff.
These do the flame buffets, right?
No.
No.
These ones do not. So Ebonrock, his deal is that he puts a debuff on the tank, which will heal Ebonrock whenever the tank is hit.
Take him here?
No, we bring him down to the same spot as the other Drake.
Oh, way back there.
Yep, this is all pulled back by hunters.
Okay.
He also does Shadow Flame. So yeah, I mean, nothing super interesting for the raid. It's just the tanks. Really.
As soon as we kill Broodlord Lashlayer, everybody equips their Shadow Flame cloaks, and they don't come off for the rest of the dungeon, pretty much.
I was just gonna ask that.
Also, if you need those, the bank has some of them. Raider rank people can pick them up.
You stop hitting him so I can potentially get the debuff.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, every single person in the raid needs a Shadow Flame cloak.
Alright, so yeah, that's the debuff for the tanks. Basically, we're going to be relying on swaps, but if you can put in a little bit of shadow resist, it makes it easy.
Both of these dragons here are pretty much loot pinatas. Like, you barely need to even discuss strategy. They just, as long as the tank holds aggro, they're dead.
Yeah, Flame Gore just does a frenzy that needs to be trained.
This next one, this one can be a pain in the ass depending on our RNG.
So everybody else stand back here. The melee are going to be where Moon is. The range and heals are going to be where Green is. And I'm going to be tanking right here.
Yeah, melee are on Moon, yeah?
Yep.
Oh.
This guy has 5 different breaths that he can pull from. And he chooses 2 each week.
If he gets bronze, it's going to be a hard week. Outside of that, it's okay.
Let's hope he doesn't get bronze first week.
Yeah, if he doesn't get bronze, we're pretty good. Most of the other flame breaths can be dealt with, but...
So yeah, anyways, he is going to, like they said, have 2 different elemental. You're going to be getting afflictions the entire time. The raid is. If you get all of the afflictions, you will get mind controlled, turn into a Draconoid, and like wipe the shit out of us.
This is a paladin cleanse fight.
So Yep, everything needs to be cleansed off that camp. If you loot this hourglass sand, that removes the Brute Affliction bronze, so that's for all raid.
Cure me.
So yeah, if he has bronze, it stuns, and it also like he'll drop aggro off of the tank because the tank's stunned, and it can only be cured by the hourglass sand shit. So like, if he has bronze, it's gonna be a pain in the ass, but it's still easily doable. It's just, well, if we pull him and he has bronze, we're probably gonna end up wiping. But as far as the other four are, there's nothing really to be seen there other than the DBM timer for like his breaths. You're gonna need to line of sight his breaths every time. You don't want to get hit by those breaths. Like the corrosive acid is 800 damage every 3 seconds for 15 seconds. That's just one of them. The frost is like a gigantic attack speed slow. The fire does quite a bit of damage, and the dot. All of them are avoidable by line of sight, and you should have a timer on DBM, so you might like not have a timer on the first one. I don't know. Depends on. I don't think the trigger activates until the first breath.
So is DBM absolutely mandatory?
Yes.
On this
for every raid in this game, every single raid in this game.
It should be.
I mean, the mechanics really aren't so complicated that you like. There's no point in not having it. Basically, it's just it's a quality of life thing mostly. But like, honestly, there's nothing to this. You really don't have to think about it that hard. Just having the alerts and stuff is a good.
I just wanted to ask
sidebar.
a clarifying question. How are we breaking line of sight to Chromag?
Melee or ranged?
Ranged.
Ranged
So,
is green triangle. You'll be here. You'll just break it with the wall.
He's out of position right now. Somebody pulled aggro, so I will be standing at skull.
Got it.
You should be able to like go behind this wall and not have to be in line of sight.
Yeah, this wall where I'm at right now should be line of sight. You should be able to just peek out, nuke, and back in when the breath is about to hit.
I was getting hit from right there.
Yeah, because he was out of position.
Oh, okay.
And if we do have a bronze weak, we're just going to stop all DPS while the tank's stunned? If we're not stunned?
You usually do a tank swap. We haven't, like, fully decided yet what we're going to do for bronze.
Okay.
Cleanse quickly.
I think the safest way to transition the aggro is to have just your off-tank line of sight and have everybody else take the hit. Your off-tank then needs to pop a cooldown so that he's... but there are other ways to deal with it of, only the main tank takes the hit, and then it switches to the off-tank. Everybody else is back on threat, but then your main tank has to catch back.
Also, like,
in
I'm not...
strategy, you want to have multiple off-tanks.
I'm not sure if you can FAP it to, like, avoid the stun. That would give us 30 seconds, but...
That would be a good test.
Are you talking about for the main tank?
Yeah.
It wouldn't matter because the aggro will still drop. That's the...
The only reason it drops, though, is because you're stunned. He doesn't go for a stunned target.
No, like your threat is taken out. It's not just aggro, it's your threat. But anyway, yeah, we'll have to test and see what's possible and how we can deal with it. I think we'll probably just go for having just a main tank take the breath, and then we'll go from there. If it becomes overly complicated, we can just switch it.
Right.
So Nefarian last fight has the most mechanics, but arguably easier than Chromagus as long as it's handled correctly. There's going to be ads spawning at the beginning of the fight from this doorway on blue, as well as this doorway on green. They're going to be more Draconoid mobs that are going to come, and I think what we decided on last time is we're just going to stack them on Moon. Nefarian is going to be in his humanoid form casting shadow bolts at random targets in the raid, so healers just need to be aware, spot heal those people up. And then the entire raid, healers and ranged, will be standing up on top of this platform, right here.
Let the game.
So that the mobs are going to get pulled towards Moon here, and the tanks will pick up the mobs and stack them in this position.
We'll have rank 1 Blizzard going off right about here.
So this is going to set them up for the last phase for us. Are you still mind controlled, or what?
I got mind controlled.
Just now?
Oh.
Oh, you still have the buffs.
Oh, I see. Do you not have any hourglass hand?
No.
I can trade
You
you
don't
some.
got the buffs no more.
I do have. I do have.
The pallet can cleanse it.
Nope.
Somebody cleansed mine.
Try and let them get over here, please. Like stack on Moon. The whole point is to have them all on Moon. Or at least
Got a bunch of spurgs.
Well done.
Yeah.
No, I thought we were dealing with some mind control crap. My bad.
Nope.
Now,
So anyways, you're going to be killing all of the ads here on this point. Tanks will be picking them up, people in the range will be picking them off. So what you just saw there is once the mobs, like the last mob spawn, Nefarian will come down. He will Shadow Breath the raid. So
The tank who's like when the tank sees the end of stream of mobs coming in, the tank will probably move and get into position to pick up Nefarian.
Yeah.
This little block here will be our raids block, basically.
So Skelly, back him up a little bit more, and then your ass needs to be up against this over here.
Do not kill this guy, please. Don't touch shit. You can put a mark where Tolan is. This is where the raid will kind of be able to heal the tank and line of sight if necessary, and attack the boss from the side. And everybody will be able to be healed and in range of putting frost traps over on the skeleton pile.
Yep.
Where's Melee at right now?
With the raid here, everybody pretty much is here except for the tank.
What, on Purple Diamond?
Yes. So you want to be able to line of sight class calls. So like when he makes a class call for your class, you want to be able to line of sight it so that I don't get turned into a cat, can't heal, rogues don't get teleported in front of the boss. You can just line of sight the shit.
So
do hunters do the thing where they bring a trash weapon?
Yes.
Yes. You must.
Alright.
I don't think you can line of sight class calls.
I was told you can.
The mage class call, for instance, can be line of sighted.
It's worth a try. I mean,
if you can't, then I'm going to be pretty much useless the whole fight because I just turned into a cat, stand there, look like a moron. I'm pretty sure you can.
I don't think you can line of sight you getting the class call, but I think so mages, for instance, once they get their class call called, they'll move to circle so that they're not in line of sight to polymorph the healers.
It only works for about 20 seconds per class. So, yeah, you can line of sight that, but you can't line of sight the
getting
effect.
it. No.
Druid call in the cat. You just DPSing for 20 seconds.
Right, yeah, so I mean some of those aren't so big. Even the mages one is that's just like a spam dispel thing, but as a quality of life thing you would want to try and line of sight. You want to line of sight the rest of the raid, right? So let's say he says mage class call and I'm a mage. I'm going to be like, okay, I run over to circle, I'm line of sight from the rest. When the mage class call ends, then I can come back in line of sight. Right, and go and DPS the ball.
Hey, we got a question. What's the priest class call?
Priest class call is you stop fucking healing. Your direct heals will put a damage over time effect that stacks. And so especially on the tank, that can be...
Basically, you just can't heal.
Oh, demon hunters get blinded.
I assume they can still power word shield, correct?
I believe so. I have to look at what it actually says, because I think it's only direct single target heals.
Direct heals.
Direct heals you cast. So you can AoE heal, but you cannot cast heal or greater heal or anything like that on people. I would imagine that also counts as, since that's.
I would think Prayer of Healing is considered a direct heal. I would think you're probably okay to use Renew and PAWS.
Prayer is AoE heal, not direct.
For the record, people are selling Ace of Beast in trade chat.
That's a troll. You can only for that one you can only shield, renews and everything. they do damage.
Okay.
Okay, so it's just shield.
So in any case, yeah, it basically you just stop healing. Like, to be perfectly honest, you're not entirely needed at that point. Everybody else can pick up the slack, but like, you will do a damage over time effect that stacks up to 50 times. So you can very easily like fuck the entire raid.
Put
It's
up
a
that
good
pally
time.
buff.
It's a good time to wand for mana.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So,
Paladins cast Blessing of Protection on Nefarian. That can be offensive dispelled. Rogues get teleported in front of Nefarian's face, and so the tank will have to move Nefarian at that point so that they don't get cleared. He'll be moving, I believe we said this way, so that the tail isn't smacking him.
Who killed it?
You mortals are nothing
I
to
have
my
no idea.
kind.
I guess I
did. Nothing!
So what we didn't get to see there was, and actually I can just go and do another run, but once he gets to 20%, sub 20%, all of these mobs over here resurrect as undead. So every single one of the mobs that we killed in phase 1 is going to come at us all at once. So we need to have frost traps over here, we need to have blizzard slows, we need to have every type of CC we can on them, and then AoE them all. So just be like ready for that 20% call.
Make sure you got Stratholme Holy Water on you.
Yep, everything
Sapper charges.
Everything you can think of to help that out. Those need to be dealt with. You peel off the boss right fucking then and there, and then you run back and you deal with.
Can they be stunned?
I'm pretty sure they can be everything.
So like if we get one of like the wide bombs from engineering to like stun them.
Sure. If every single person in the raid has a holy water, and immediately throws them in the paladin's holy wrath, the whole pack will die instantaneously. There's no.
They have almost no HP.
They have like 3,000 hit points total.
All right.
It's just one of those things that will instantly wipe you because they do hit very hard. It will instantly wipe you if they get on your healers when you're not paying attention.
Dragonstalker's helm drops here?
No.
They changed it because Oni's not.
Yeah, not on classic.
Okay.
Like,
honestly, like the whole beginning ad phases is not that hard. It's when he lands, getting him set up without losing people, and then from there the class calls, not fucking up the class calls. After that, he's pretty much dead. Like,
I mean, class call. All it is once your class gets called, you just go behind the pillar, right? And then if you're a healer, everyone else has to pick up your slack. If you're DPS, you're not DPSing.
That's not.
No.
I believe rogues can vanish from their class call somehow.
Yes. Or a pop evasion.
You can vanish out of it. It's a route. It's a 30-second route for rogues. So you can vanish out.
Yeah.
Then improve sprint and work too.
Yeah, so we just improve sprint or we just vanish out of it. That's fine.
The biggest one for those is the mages. The mages must line of sight from the rest of the raid around here, where Tolan is right now. Like, you must, because if you sheep all the healers, we're gonna wipe. Every mage has to go around the pillar, break line of sight from the raid, wait until that class call is finished, then they can go back and resume DPS.
Can I bubble the sheep?
Yes, you save
Yes.
your bubble. You save your bubble for that.
Paladins will just bubble and laugh.
Mages could blink away. That's a good thing too. There's a range on your shoot.
They'll end up sheeping each other probably.
Yeah, it's fine.
Which is fine.
Wild polymorph has unlimited range.
You can't avoid it. You just have the Pally's bubble, and then they cleanse it.
You can line of sight avoid it. At least from what I've been told. Even if you can't, like, I mean, it's... Is it dispellable?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so if the Pally's bubble and then cleanse, anybody who gets sheep, like, it wouldn't really even be a thing.
You can deal with it that way, yes. The line of sighting is the quality of life thing, and try to do it, but you're not going to outrange it, basically. You're not going to do it by running away.
Other than that, it's just, I mean, the hunters have to know that they have to swap weapons, or they're going to be completely rendered useless. What else? What other class is actually dangerous?
A warlocks, summon infernals that need to be killed.
What is the paladin one? Maybe
Paladin, Bop, Nefarian.
Yeah. And it can be dispelled by a priest, which will be a designated priest to do that.
Fine. Good.
What's the warrior one?
It puts them in berserker stance that it increases your damage taken. It doesn't actually give you.
Yeah, so basically when there's a warrior call, healers have to realize that and pick up the heals.
It really doesn't do anything for the DPS warriors then.
Yeah, it's really the tank.
Pretty sure in Moonkin form I'm just immune to the form change.
Oh no, you'll be a cat.
Yep, it's cat time.
He might be immune to the polys, but he'll still probably turn into a cat.
So make sure to set up your cat bar.
It is.
But yeah, if you don't have Stratholme Holy Water, I highly recommend you just get at least a few vials for Neff. Makes it real easy when everybody can just throw those and insta-gib the whole pack. Chromagus is really the only boss in here that can really throw us some trouble if we get that bronze debuff. Like, other than that, I see no reason why this doesn't just fall over the first night.
Yeah, it's basically we're going to have to try. It's not going to be MC, but we should be able to clear it in one night without too much of an issue, as long as everybody is putting in effort and actually trying.
We have to try?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Something else I'd like to note. Hey, something else I'd like to note is opening day for this. Expect a queue, so the earlier you can get logged in, the better.
The longer you guys take, the more chance I have of showing up at some point.
Just to reconfirm, we are doing BWL next Wednesday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. BWL's next Wednesday. Following that, it'll go Tuesdays for BWL, and Wednesdays will be MC only.
What are we doing Tuesday?
Is it Wednesday because it launches Wednesday? Or
Yes.
just wanna do it?
Yep. It's because it launches Wednesday. If it launched Tuesday, we'd be trying to go Tuesday.
Okay.
Are we still gonna do Molten Call Tuesday then?
Yep.
It's almost better this way because you get the gear from the MC on to help you with BWL.
Just
yeah, because we need more of that tier 1 rod. Hell yeah.
Some stuff out of there.
For a corpse run to the dungeon, because that's Horde raid night on our server.
So no world buffs?
I mean, it's gonna be everyone raid night.
Yeah, I don't.
The server's going to be packed. There's going to be conflict.
Make sure you guys are on early on Tuesday and early on Wednesday if it's possible.
As far as Razor Gore, like, the strategy is to just have the DPS to kill all the ads and not worry about anything. But I do have a backup strategy for kiting if, for some reason, we get completely wiped and we don't have world buffs to have the DPS threshold to just brute force it. But yeah, the idea is to come in with world buffs and Razor Gore just Hulk smash that because there's no risk there when you have that kind of DPS.
Should get Uber's buff.
And
Who can make
Uber's buff, that's like even more risk of getting purged. Why would you take that risk?
It's right there.
Somebody was asking something about making something.
Actually, if we got the U-balls buff, we could just zone in from U-balls.
Oh yeah, yeah, you got a point. But we got to do Ren though, I think.
We can't have 40 in a raid in Ubers, so we'd have to have many groups.
No, it's just one group. We just cycle through.
Yeah, you have cleared Ubers.
Yeah, you can only have so many people in there at a time. You can still be in the same raid.
Yeah, like one group clears U-balls and then gets the buff, and then they zone in through the instance portal inside the raid portal inside.
You talking about just the fire resistance buff?
Is that all the buff is?
Because that doesn't really help much.
No, it doesn't.
I don't think it's worth the work.
No. The biggest thing that's going to be important is getting our raid in here with world buffs, because that's a game changer for Razor Gore and also a fucking death knell for base Veilstraz. Maybe I don't want world buffs.
Yeah.
Fucking, you guys are gonna pull aggro like bitches.
Holding world buffs and DM tribute and stuff. That'll be pretty important.
Everybody can make Wednesday the same as Tuesday. You might want to keep it Wednesday. It would be easier to keep world buffs on Wednesday.
Wouldn't it be harder? Because I thought Wednesday was Horde Raid Day, not Tuesday.
Wednesday's gonna be everybody raid day.
It doesn't matter. Everyone's gonna raid Wednesday. Everyone's gonna raid Tuesday.
I meant the Wednesday after the first Wednesday.
Like the day after tomorrow?
Wednesday after the first Wednesday will be in MC, won't?
No, the Wednesday of next week after this Wednesday of this week.
Oh my god.
Just
Confused.
The biggest thing is like, if you're a class that benefits, if you're a warrior, a rogue, like, not even a hunter, like hunters, the fucking DM buffs are irrelevant. Healers, I mean, DM buffs are relevant.
I was just asking if it would be easier to keep Blackwing there on Wednesdays.
No, we're not gonna do that, no.
It would be better to have Blackwing Layer on Tuesdays if we were gonna focus on world buffs anyway.
That's all.
But yeah, if you're a mage, if you're a warlock, if you're a warrior, if you're a rogue, you want to have DM buffs.
I need to target.
If we can get if we could get all of our raid in with those world buffs, including Anihead, without losing anybody, like we have some sort of Zerg Alliance force that runs through there, and we can get everybody in, Razor Gore will die easily. Veilstraz will probably kill us, and we'll wipe on him and lose all the buffs because some dumbass will pull aggro. I can just guarantee it.
Huh.
The Veilstraz is like a double-edged sword, because if you go in there with a big dick, you're gonna get it chopped off.
You have to go at like 90% big dick.
You just have to go, okay, I'm gonna give the tank 5 seconds, and then I'm gonna go 110% big dick. And then usually if the tank gets 5 seconds for free, and then you guys go big dick, if he can't hold it after that, it's on the tank. Because the tank's also going to have unlimited rage. So if he's got 5 seconds of unlimited rage and GCDs, if he gets that far out ahead of you, there's really no reason for him not to hold.
Really bad luck with parries and shit.
Yeah.
That's why you wait for the call. I mean, if it takes 8 seconds, it's better for it to do that, and then everyone just go balls to the wall, right?
Also, like, I don't know how well the threat add-ons are working. You guys who are using those, like, if those are actually reliable to look at.
They'd work a lot better if everybody had them.
I was just about to ask, is everybody still using the one from Details?
I tried using it the first month or two of Classic and it was shit, so I uninstalled it.
I think a lot of us are using Classic Threat, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm using.
Okay, which one is best? So that one should be like made mandatory.
Classic Threat I like a lot. I think a lot of people do.
So do I, yeah.
And I think most of the guild already has it. I think that's the biggest thing.
Okay, so if that's the best one, then all melee and people who could pull aggro, hunters, mages, warlocks, all should be using that.
Yes, but we should also have the healers use it too, so it's all factored data.
Just throw it out there. The main person that needs to be using it is Mystic. That's the main person that I know is not using it. Or wasn't using it. Maybe he is now, but... Max uses it, I think. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we gotta get Mystic on it. Thick has it, right?
Yeah.
So what other tanks have it? Because the tanks having it is super crucial, because then we can compare ourselves to them.
Oh shit, you can get up here.
He got distracted. He's on a box.
Yeah. I'm a bear in a box, you know.
Does a bear shit on a box?
What else?
Time to do Ubers.
We're not expecting flasks out of anybody, but I'm going to recommend that if you're like a mage or a warlock, if it's not too, like if you're not a broke bitch and you don't have any money, like a Supreme Power Flask for the first night could help a lot.
How much your flask running?
Probably about between 125 and 150, depending on what it is.
Are tanks gonna be flasked?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ah, shit.
Just for everybody at this point in the game, you really should be able to afford a flask.
I don't want to make everybody use one every week because that's just ridiculous. But on a progression night, I would think it would make a lot of sense.
King can make.
Yep, I can make Supreme Power, Distilled Wisdom, and Titans. So whatever. If you have the mats and you want me to make it, like if it's cheaper. For
Anyone else, like a warrior or a hunter or anybody else, if you want to use a flask of Titans, you're completely, recommended to do that.
Titans or attack power?
Titans.
Titan. There is no attack power.
There is no melee DPS flask.
You don't get any benefit.
You can Titans, and then that makes it so that you're less likely to lose your world buffs, which keeps you higher on DPS.
Okay.
So you can get a Titans for 135, 140,
That's
somewhere in there
bullshit,
made up.
No attack power, fucking flask.
Fucking bullshit.
The Mongoose potion, and that's it.
Bullshit, bro. Other than
no,
tanks and spell DPS, you're basically pissing money away.
I highly dissuade people from using Distilled Wisdom for healers. Just use a Flask of the Titans for healing. There's almost no situation where that 2,000 mana is going to make a difference. As long as you're chugging major mana potions, which is more cost effective, you're never going to run out of mana.
Yeah, you really won't run into that situation until probably.
Flask of the Titans is much more valuable for keeping you alive.
Are we done?
Unless I can think of something else.
If you don't have any questions, or you're completely you understand all of the fights and mechanics.
Is there anybody who legitimately has never done this?
Me.
I have not.
I mean,
I never did
not
it.
forever. You mean on classic, on retail?
Either on private servers or real retail. Back in the day.
Me, I guess. I mean, I've done it as a higher level.
I've done it retail, but that's when they had the looking for dungeon outs, so they shortened it completely.
Okay, so there's just 10 people at minimum that have never done this in its classic form.
I think you're probably closer to 10 people who have done it.
Holy shit.
I've done it in its classic one.
I've done it in its classic form.
Same.
Yep.
Uki's never done it.
There's a lot less people saying they had that. Yeah.
There's also much
Uh-oh, I taught Tiffin how to do it.
How do you even get to BWL?
Are you attuned?
So
Are you attuned?
It's going to
Just
be
ask for
slight.
a summon. I mean,
It's gonna be a slight learning process. I'm gonna probably create a macro for every boss, detailing people's roles if you need to do a specialized role, and then, like I said, I posted in the announcement sections the positioning for each boss battle, where you're expected to stand, where you're expected to be. Most of BWL, there's not too many things that you need to personally worry about. I highly recommend that you watch a full BWL clear video. There's plenty of them out there.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do.
And you can see, how long approximately the boss fights take. Maybe you can find one from your class's perspective.
Definitely be able to find one as a balanced perspective.
Don't watch speedrun ones. Please do not watch those.
Yep.
Those are not real representations of what this is.
Yep, those are worse than useless.
It is, but they're all right.
It's better. Listen. It's better to watch us a regular clear on 1.5 speed than it is to watch a speed run.
Yeah.
If you want to skim through the content and get to the bosses and slow it down for your bosses, and you're watching where your class needs to go and stuff, it's better to just speed up the slow video.
Alright, well, I haven't eaten in many hours, so.
Yeah, I don't think anything else too
Happy
relevant.
Ramadan.
Try for those people. Also, like another slight pet peeve that I have is the clearing of Dire Maul, and like people going to get Dire Maul buffs like at raid invite time. That should all be done before that time. If you don't have your Dire Maul buffs before raid invite time, don't go get them. Like, you're already too late. And if you know you're gonna be that late, you should be getting your Dire Maul buffs the night before.
Or parking your tune there.
Or parking your tune there so that you don't have to do anything. You just get on, whenever and grab them and get out. I don't want to be making the wait around and fucking not popping on any buffs because we have people trying to get DM buffs.
What help if we get at least 2 groups going so that way we can split that in half? It's just annoying cycling a lot of people just waiting outside.
I'd also like to point out, the first week, guys, we have no fucking idea how much of a shit show it's going to be getting in there. It's probably going to be bad, regardless of what the balance is.
Just getting through the login server too. Like,
there's probably going to be queues. That's one thing. And never mind the horde situation, which even on this server could be bad. So don't get discouraged if you lose your buffs.
Yeah, you will lose your. You will 100% lose your buffs. I honestly will.
And even
say
if
that it's worth getting, but you're probably gonna lose it. So just assume you will when you.
Even if you lose your buffs, you got to know that you're going to lose your buffs at some point during the instance anyways. Like, it's unlikely you're going to be all the way till Neff with your buffs. At least the first.
Since we've come to Insidious, we haven't had a problem with the Horde. They're always there, but they always run like bitches when they see us all coming. Like, usually like 120 of us.
That's our raid night. On Horde raid night, it's a whole other ballgame.
But this is everybody's raid night. The raid doesn't come out on Tuesday; it comes out on Wednesday. So everybody.
No, yeah, Wednesday for sure. But that will be everyone's raid night. But that's a one-time.
But then from then on, it's Tuesday, which is everybody's raid.
So just the idea of getting the buffs in. Limited invulnerability potions are 2 gold each. It's an option that might help a little bit if everyone has it.
Hell yeah.
Yes, limited invulnerability potions are incredibly useful if you are a warrior, a rogue, or a feral DPS druid. Because if you pull aggro for any reason, if for any reason Veil Stress turns to you, number 1, you should have an add-on that alerts you that you just got aggro, and number 2, you should immediately pop a limited invulnerability potion. Immediately.
I don't pull aggro, I don't hit hard enough.
So Blackwing Lair is going to be on Tuesday night?
Yes.
After
Not the first week, though. First week is going to be Wednesday.
Yeah, okay. But going forward, it'll be Tuesday.
Yes. That change will be for all content. The most current content will be always placed on the most important raid day, Tuesday. And then from there, it'll be from order of importance after that. I highly doubt that, like, even when AQ comes out, I mean, it's probably just going to be, like, BWL, MC, Ani all in one night on Wednesday, so just going to have to grind it.
Grind till we die.
If you're not expecting that, well, I don't know what the hell to tell you. Like, when you join the guild,
AQ is going to take a while just to walk through.
Oh yeah, so. AQ. I mean, I don't know of any guild that just walks in and kills Cthulhu on day 1 on AQ.
We'll do when we do our walkthrough for the AQ thing. We'll set up intermissions and bathroom breaks. Don't worry.
Popcorn.
Yeah, construction stand will be outside.
AQ is when this game really begins.
I think in the first run, Death and Taxes only got to the Twin Princes. They beat them, but they didn't get past them.
It's AQ's a lot longer than you're used to. Like, it's a goddamn juggernaut of a dungeon.
Oh yeah, it's huge.
The dungeons of all dungeons.
Yeah, but that's why you can say, like, we can put BWL, MC, and Ani. Like, at our gear level at that point, we should be able to smash both these places in under 3 hours.
Honestly, Ani, though, like, you could just do that on an off night too. At that point,
We could, but
just saying.
I don't want to like.
What's something to talk about?
Yeah, it's possible, but
What
Yeah,
a
guys,
lot of
you
guilds,
would just look at like who needs what loot and stuff.
what a lot of guilds did was they stopped rating MC at that.
we'll never stop rating MC.
Alright, well, I'm gonna get off. Thanks
Okay,
for the
goodbye. Or MC
info.
became optional.
MC will still be